Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys checking today's video out and spending some time with me. And guys, I'm going to talk about one of probably the most underrated big bass lures that are on the market today that I don't know why it hadn't caught on more, because it's an incredible big fish catcher, and that's this megabass Vatalion here. It looks just like a bluegill or a perch, sort of like a cross between a swim bait and a glide bait and a crankbait, sort of a hybrid. But I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it, conditions it works good in, and I think it's going to add up to some quality fish for you guys moving forward. Also, guys, before we get started, just wanted to remind you that we do have my Fish the Moment spring lake map breakdowns up on the Fish the Moment website. I'll put that link in the description. These are maps I build for Fish the Moment that gives you 40 good GPS waypoints, all the big lakes across the country, all the most popular lakes. Great resources to learn more about your favorite lake and to find some good fishing spots on it. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to check that out. Really appreciate it. Okay, guys, I don't know if you heard about this. This is the megabass Vatalion. It's been out for several years, and for the life of me, guys, I don't understand why this thing hadn't caught on. It is such an incredible fish catcher. It comes in two different sizes. This is the smaller version, which is the one I prefer, and it comes in one about twice the size. But guys, this thing, it comes through the water. You can crank it in just like a crankbait. It comes through the water just like that, just like a bluegill coming through the water, just like a fish. But you can just reel it with a steady, pace, like a slow to medium retrieve, just something like that. And guys, I'm telling you what, when those fish are setting up in less than 5 foot of water, in some fairly clean water around some targets, especially if that water temperature is between 55 and 70 degrees, this will get you a good bite right here. So I'm gonna sort of talk a little bit about, the conditions I've caught them in, the specific situations, and the setup a little bit. Now, this is a pretty heavy bait, guys. This thing probably weighs about close to an ounce. So most of the time I throw it on a 7 to 7.5 foot medium heavy action bait cast rod. I usually use 17-pound test Seaguar Viz X4 carbon line with it. And basically just fish shallow targets with it. There's two different ways that I've caught them in it. First of all, guys, I've caught them really good over shallow grass. I did pretty good in the tournament at Lake Toho and Lake Kissimmee, just cranking this thing over those offshore grass beds there. So if you have grass that is in less than 5 or 6 foot of water, and you have water visibility between, anything greater than about 2.5 feet, guys, give this a try over that shallow grass. It works really, really good. But the specific situations I've done the best in it is like around dock corners, throwing it, down the sides of the docks, down the front of the docks, try to run it, a couple feet underneath the water. They come out from underneath those docks and hit it. I have caught some fish just going down bare banks with it, but you really need to have some wind. So if you have like water temperatures, again, 55 to 70, you got some windy banks and points, low light conditions like cloudy days, you can just take this thing and cover water with it like a spinnerbait. But other than that, any type of target that you have in the water, if you got a stump in the water, if you got a grass edge, if you got a lay down tree, whatever it may be, just try reeling this thing next to the targets there, guys, and the big ones will come out and hit it. This is a lure. It's small enough to catch 2-pounders on it, but it's really designed for like 3 or 4 pound fish and bigger for the most part. Now, the thing about the Vatalion is, and also, guys, I'll link this in my Tackle Warehouse description if you guys want to pick one up. They got a good selection of them there. But the conditions, as far as the weather conditions, I have found are really critical for this. Since this is a large, aggressive, horizontal moving bait, you need to have conditions that are conducive to the fish being really aggressive. So most of the time, you're gonna do the best on this thing if you have a south wind, south or southwest wind, warm conditions, like, normal temperatures or warmer, and low light conditions. Cloudy days, rainy days are gonna be your best days. If you give me like the perfect scenario, say absolute perfect scenario would be a cloudy day where you got about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, a heavy overcast day, water temperatures, like I said, 65, 70 degrees. Those conditions right there are going to be really conducive to this fish chasing and wanting these bigger lures. So mainly, guys, I just wanted to clue you in on this megabass Vatalion. Just give one a try, man. It's a good all-around bait to have if you're looking for some quality fish, and hope it helps you guys catch a few. We'll talk later.